Hey everyone, my name is Tyler Oakley, and I don't even remember when I was growing up hearing about gay people in like my history class, or even seeing like gay characters on TV. So I can't even really fathom how frustrating it would be for queer people of color when it comes to having even less representation. Which is especially inexcusable because LGBTQ people of color that are activists have always been on the front line of the fight for equality. And just because Black History Month is ending doesn't mean this conversation has to stop. There are endless Black LGBTQ plus trailblazers who deserve attention for their important work. But here are 8 that I look up to that I think should be just as famous as Harvey Milk. Bayard Rustin was a gay civil rights activist and Martin Luther King Jr.'s advisor and personal secretary. Rustin actually helped organize the 1963 March on Washington, where MLK Jr. gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. Like, you hear about the I Have a Dream speech in elementary school, and I just feel like, how cool would it be for young queer kids to know that a gay man helped give that speech an audience? Audre Lorde was a theorist, poet, advocate, and author, and she broke major ground when she talked about the intersections of class, and gender, and race, and being LGBTQ+. And I know that I never learned about intersectionality when I was growing up, but if you want to know what it is, intersectionality, in a very basic sense, is the idea that a person has many identities that are interconnected, and they cannot be examined separately from one another. So when you think about the LGBTQ+ community, intersectionality acknowledges that there are Muslim people, there's disabled people, there's Asian people, there's every type of person within our community, and that is something to be celebrated. James Baldwin was a gay writer who examined and articulated what it meant to be marginalized in America. James is incredibly influential, and his books even inspired my favorite movie of the year. If you haven't seen it yet, I don't know where you've been. Moonlight, which won Best Picture. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It is incredible. So he's making a difference still to this day. Marsha P. Johnson is one of my absolute favorites. She was an American drag queen, a sex worker, and a gay liberation activist. But to know more about Marsha, you kind of need some context. So the Stonewall riots were a series of spontaneous, violent demonstrations by members of the LGBTQ+ community against a police raid that happened at the Stonewall Inn, which is a gay bar in New York City. These riots are widely considered to be the most important event leading up to the gay liberation movement and the modern fight for equality for LGBTQ+ rights in America. And Marsha was there leading the charge. She was right at the front. One of my favorite fun facts about Marsha P. Johnson is when people would ask her what her middle name was, the P, what it stood for, she would say, "Pay it no mind." I'm like, what a badass. Born in 1899, Ruth Ellis became widely known as the oldest surviving lesbian and LGBTQ+ activist at the age of 100. And in a time when public policy and cultural sentiment told people of color and LGBTQ+ people to do otherwise, I feel like living a long, unapologetic life is the ultimate fuck you to any bigot. Keith Boykin was the highest ranking openly gay person in the Clinton White House, and he helped organize the nation's very first meeting between LGBTQ+ leaders and a US president. Being a part of the conversation is so important, and Keith is the one that made that happen. In 2008, E. Denise Simmons became the very first openly lesbian African-American mayor in the United States. Democracy only works if we get involved, and I really love the idea of Simmons inspiring an entire generation of LGBTQ+ people to run for office and be in charge. Lorraine Hansberry wrote A Raisin in the Sun, which I read in high school. We spent weeks studying it, and it boggles my mind that we were never told that she was actually the very first Black lesbian to have her play performed on Broadway, which is a big deal. I can't fathom that they never told us the cultural significance of it. I love the internet because it provides so many places where I can do my own research and learn about amazing trailblazers like these. So I'm gonna put a whole bunch of links if you want to read more, which I highly encourage. You can go do your own research and find out more about these incredible people. Representation matters. So if you want to know some Black YouTubers or Twitter activists that I love and I follow and learn so much from, I'm going to put a list in the description below. Go give them a follow because they are incredible. And I am always learning and I am eager to grow. So if you have a favorite LGBTQ+ activist of color that you look up to, let me know in the comments below. I will be reading. Thank you so much. I hope you guys liked this video. I will see you guys soon. Mwah. Later. Oh my god, that just freaked me out. A cat just jumped over. Holy fuck. And it's looking me dead in the eye right now. That's so creepy.